Check this bike out. This bike was seized in a drug raid down in Florida. This is a 1971 Harley Sprint 350. I own the 250 version of this bike. I've always wanted the 350. One popped up, and I actually got this bike as a package deal with the Honda Dream, so I paid $700 for this bike, which is a really, really good deal. This thing is in really, really good shape, all original, 100% complete. It looks really nice. But these bikes were produced from 1969 to 1973. And they're very, very well built bikes. I love the look of them. They're just so simple looking, but yet so cool. This one actually has the dual pipe out the back too, which is awesome. And the pipes are in really good condition. Has a shifter on the right hand side, as well as the kickstand. Original seat, original gas tank, original gauges, mirrors, everything. So like I said before, this bike was seized in a drug raid down in Florida, and what they do is they then auction off the bikes to the public, and that's how the seller got this bike. But he said he never touched it, and it looks like it was last registered in April of '06. So it's 18 years ago. And I'm guessing that's the last time it was on the road. Looks like the tires are in pretty good shape. They're a little dry rotted, but not too bad. The pipes have no rot on them at all, which is very rare. Kick is on the left hand side. All the covers are here. It's got the original carb on it. And this thing only has 3,825 miles with the original gauge. You see a couple rips in the seat, but that's the original leather, so that's pretty old. I'm surprised it looks that good. So the plan for this bike is going to be to get this thing running and driving by the end of the video. We're hoping we can do it. I know nothing about this bike other than that it was seized down in Florida during that drug raid and then sold off at auction. So it could potentially have a bunch of problems. I don't know anything about it. And the seller didn't touch it at all. He said all he knows is that it felt like it had compression, and that's about it. So kicking it over, I guess it's on this side. It feels like it had really good compression. So we'll see. Let's get this thing off the trailer, start working on it. Yeah, a little walk around here. Look how clean everything is. I don't think this one's going to take too much to get going. Just for fun, let's see if she fires up. Alright, well, she didn't fire up, so let's start digging into it, see what we find here. So the first thing we're going to do is check the oil. Oil is over here on the right side of the bike. That was pretty loose on there. Let's see what's in there. Oh, there's a dipstick. Look at that dipstick. That's what I'm talking about. Max Min, makes it easy to read. That thing is a chunky dipstick. That is heavy. That's when they used to make them with quality materials. All metal, Looks pretty good. Let's see how much oil's in it. Perfect, all the way up. Okay, that's definitely recently been changed. That is super clear oil. That looks perfect. Perfect level. So oil definitely checks out. 2 side covers on this bike. Let's see what's behind here. That's definitely the wrong bolt for it. Come on. Alright, I'm kind of afraid to look in here. Let's see what's in here. It feels like a toolkit. Oh yeah. Look at that. Cool. I think that's the original toolkit. That's awesome. Look at that. Spark plug tools. 2 big wrenches there. Got your Allen. The 12 mil, 14 mil. Doesn't say Harley on them though. 10 millimeter, 8 millimeter. 13, 11. And then your bigger Allen. Which, I believe the Allen bolts are for the case, yeah. Look at that, cool. That's gotta be the original toolkit. And that looks in mint condition. Well, that's cool. Most of the toolkits on these are taken off right away and disposed of or lost. Alright, here is the other side. You can see it says SS350. Alright, there is a battery in it. 6 volt. Looks pretty new, doesn't it? We'll see if that charges up here. Alright. Huh? Almost 2 volts. 1.6. It's got a little left in it. Cut that zip tie. Should pull right out of here. There we go. Alright, here's the key. Alright, so let's see how many different positions there are. 1 click, 2, 3. So 3 different positions you can be in. We'll have to see which one is the ignition. I know one's for lights, one's for ignition. What's the third one for? I'm not sure. There's no electric start on this thing, so it's definitely not that. Alright, let's take a peek in the gas tank here. See what that looks like. Get a flashlight. Oh, it's painted on the inside. There's like no rust in there. There's the filter. Looks clean. Wow. Looks really clean. So gas tank definitely checks out. Alright, well, let's hook up a battery. See if anything lights up here. So we've got positive. So hook that one up to positive. Alright, the negative. It's not sparking. It's a good sign. Alright. Now, turn the key. I don't see anything light up. Are we on the right? Let's see. Anything lighting up here? Nothing lighting up. Alright, let's see if we get any spark. this spark plug out. Alright, spark plug's way in there. See what that looks like. It's pretty brown. Doesn't look too bad. Running a tab lean, a little bit on the white side. So we'll hook that to here. I'm going to squirt a little Marble Mystery Oil down here. Just because I don't know how long it's been sitting. Could have been almost 20 years, so get a little bit of that going. Really hope we have something here. Alright, key to on. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Is there a kill switch? I'm thinking they're right behind here. We'll find out here. Yep. So condenser points are all right there. So those are pretty clean. There's a little gunk in there actually. We're gonna take our file, just clean that out quick. Alright, that's pretty clean. So that's easy access for the points in the condenser. Oh, there's spark. There we go. Got spark. That is awesome. Look at that. Pretty good spark. Nice and blue. Alright, that's good. Oh, there we go. That lit up. Does the headlight work? So that must be lights on. Right there, you can see that light up. Alright, so I wonder if the headlight only works if this thing's running. Both of these come off. I think. Get these off of here. Mounted by this rubber piece here. Alright. Let's disconnect that. It's definitely connected. Oh, yep, it's burnt out. If you look in there, one of those windings in there is broken. Huh. So I'm guessing a new headlight for this is not cheap. It's the whole unit. I don't think you can just take out the bulbs. No, it's all one piece. But you can see it actually got a little black up there where it burnt out. So that's why that's not working. I think it would otherwise. Should be a 6-volt system. Here and here. We're getting 4.7 volts. And then this way. Yep. So we're getting voltage. So if we had a good light, it would be working. All right, I believe this machine has decompressions built into the cam. I'm pretty sure. We'll see what the compression is on them. I tried to look up specs online, couldn't find any, so I think if it's above 90, it'll run for sure. Let's just see what we get. So throttle open. There we go. Let's kick it over a couple times. Oh man. It kicks back pretty good. It's a lot of compression. Let's see where we're at. Kick it over a couple more times. We're at 155 already. Alright, that's good enough. It's definitely a lot of compression. That is really hard to kick over. Like 152-ish. Definitely enough to start. So compression checks out. Let's check out this carb here. Very unique carb. Looks like that's the choke. Right here. It's still working. Throttle is still working. Looks like the boot is an original going to the air filter. But everything else looks like it is original. Okay, Dell'Orto. Made in Italy. You can see the brand right there. So yeah, that's the original carb. You can see date manufactured 1971 there. Made by Aramachi. Air filter you can see goes up into the gas tank here. So we're gonna take the gas tank off and then we can get to the air filter and everything underneath. Here we go. Air filter attaches to here. So we can get that off. There we go, there's one bolt. There we go. Alright, let's see. Yep. Alright, there's the air filter. It looks pretty clean in there. Get that off. One more clamp. She's a little sticky. There she comes. There we go. That is a heavy carb. Alright, let's get the slide out. First we'll see if the slide's working here. Yep. It's pretty nice. There we go. Look at that slide. Very square. See if that needle's sitting correctly. Yep. Yeah, that is very unique. Look at how the spring goes on. Look at where the cable comes in. Just a very odd slide. All right, and then here's the carb. Nothing broken on it that I can see. Looks pretty good. We'll see what the gas looks like and if there is any in there. You can see right there, there's the number on the carb, VHB 27A. So I'm guessing that's a 27 millimeter carburetor. See if any gas comes out of it. First, we'll tip that over and, oh, there's some in there. See if there's any water in the gas or anything. Not much in there. Alright. Let's get this carb open. Looks like there's one bolt here. .14 millimeter on the bottom. Oh, it does have a little O-ring on there, you can see. So it wasn't missing anything. I believe that's the main jet right there. So that looks like a 113 possibly. See if that's clear. Yep. So that was clear. Let's take the carb apart. Yeah, there was some gas in there. Doesn't look too dirty. Looks pretty good. There's a passageway going from here to here. See if that's clear. Yep, plastic float. Looks like the needle was working. There's one right here. It looks like that one might be a 45. That's what that one looks like. You can see 45 on there. All right, you've got a bigger one down here. It's a 265M. What that says on it, that's clear. Like a pilot jet. This one has an O-ring on it. Look at that little guy. Let's see what this one says. I'm not seeing a reading on it. It's pretty corroded around there. See that? And that one is clear as well. Hopefully. There we go. That is a long float pin. There's the float. Make sure no gas is in there. I'm guessing these plastic pieces are hollow. Doesn't feel like gas is in there. This is a rubber tip needle. That looks good. Let's see if that gasket's good on there still. There might be a little filter screen in here too. Let's see. Yep. There's that little filter screen. I'll clean that all out. And then you've got your fuel screw here. Semi turns out. So we're exactly one turn out on the fuel screw. Alright, this whole thing should pop off. Cool. Looks really good. So that's the whole carb. Not too much to it. Everything looks pretty clean. All the jets were clear. We're gonna clean this up with some brake cleaner and then blow it out with compressed air. All right, carburetor's all back together, all cleaned out, good to go. So we'll see if that leaks when we put this on the bike. All right, we've got the gas tank here. Let's check out this petcock. Want to make sure that's not clogged. Get the old gas line off of here. Might have to replace that. It feels pretty, yeah, look at it, it's all cracking and really hardened up. So I'm gonna take the clamps off and we'll replace the gas line. So it says reserve across the whole thing. And this one says nothing. So I guess this is for on, this one's for reserve. See how crusty it is in here. Oh yeah, a little bit of rust. You can see right up on this corner, looks like it was JB welded. Must have been a little pinhole in the gas tank there. Hopefully the rest of the gas tank doesn't leak. But yeah, that's pretty gross in there. So these come off with a little clip here. Got the little clip. It's a little washer. That comes off of there. So I'm not sure how that works. It looks like these edges are crimped down around that. And that could pull up if you take a screwdriver and lift those edges up. I don't know if I want to do that though. See all the rust that came off of it? Alright, let's blow through here. Alright, that looks like that's clear. There we go, coming. So that's reverse thread. There we go. So we can clean that filter out a little bit better. There's really no rust in there. That filter did a really good job filtering all the rust out. So both these are clear. Reserve and on. Alright, let's get our gas line hooked up. Here's the old one. Measure that. And we'll cut like right there. Actually, this one might be a little different. So we're gonna put this on and test it out first. I don't want to cut it too short. Alright, get that one clamped down. I'm gonna put this one on. Your spark plug back in. I cleaned off the tip, all the carbon with the wire wheel. All right, let's get some gas in it, see if it leaks here. Put a little bit in. All right, reserve is over here. See if the here. Alright. Reserve. Cool. That's working great. Good gas flow. I don't think we have enough gas for the on to work. Nope. So reserve is working great. And no leaking. Let's clamp back on. Turn it on. Now we're going to be looking for leaking at the carburetor. So let's see. Usually leaking around here or out the float bowl. We'll let that fill up for a little bit. So far so good. Alright, I like that. Alright, before we attempt to start this bike up for the first time, let's check the oil. So the oil drain plug is right there. It's a 27 millimeter. Alright, there's the screen. For any metal chunks on there. Looks really clean. Alright, oil looks perfect. No chunks at all in there. No metallic flakes. So that checks out. Alright, let's take out the valve cover here. Doesn't look like there'd be any valves in here. Kind of just looks like one big cylinder. Alright. So that's what that looks like. You've got your valves. We're going to take our spark plug out, get this thing to top dead center, and we'll check our clearances. Alright, so we're going to take off the cap here. This little plate comes off, will give us access to our flywheel. So we can rotate the engine. A little access port here, a little cover, and we're going to see if we can get that off. Trip them out. There we go. Alright, should come off of here. There we go. It's kind of cool. If you look down there, it slopes down and looks right at the flywheel. And there's like a little arrow right there. And as you rotate the flywheel, that arrow should line up with a mark. Likewise. Can rotate this over until we see the mark. Red there. It lines up with that arrow. Alright, rockers. See are loose. An intake and exhaust. And you adjust them by the nuts over here. So let's just get a feeler gauge in there. Smaller than 7 thousandths, so let's try 5 thousandths. Yep, that one's 5. And that one's 5. You can see it goes in there pretty tight. So both the intake and exhaust valves are set to 5 thousandths of an inch. Alright, so according to the manual, the intake should be set to 2 thousandths and the exhaust should be set to 3 thousandths of an inch. So we are at 5 thousandths for both the intake and exhaust. We're going to adjust those valves properly to the correct settings. Here we go, let's see if this thing fires up. We've got good spark, good compression, and fuel going to the carb. Let's see what happens here. Choke it. Yeah, we're gonna get a boot for that. Holy kickback. Almost broke my leg. Once to go. Finally fired up. Holy cow. Thing is a beast to start. Look at that, thump, thump, thump. That is awesome. Sounds mean. Idling really good. Tail light's working. She's smoking quite a bit. Don't know why it would be smoking that much. Could be just leftover oil in the pipe or carbon burning off. I really like the sound of it. It sounds really cool. All right, that is awesome. First start in probably 18 years. Just crazy. The dual pipes are sweet. Sounds really cool. I've never heard a 350 before, and that sounds awesome. That was hard to start though. I don't know if it's because the exhaust was plugged up. You can see some stuff came out of the exhaust here. Looks like there maybe was a mouse nest in one of them. But she finally fired up. No leaking at all. Just smoking a little bit, which I think is leftover carbon in the pipes. I'm hoping. But yeah, I think she's all ready for the first ride. So let's go test this thing out. See if it shifts through all the gears. Well, that was definitely an interesting first ride. Runs, drives great, shifts great. The only problem is everything is opposite on this bike. So when you go to ride it, it is really difficult. So first off, you're kickstarting it on the left side. That's already throwing me off. Then you've got the brake on the left side here, which typically it's on the right side. And then your shifter is on the right side. And not only that, the shift pattern for this is 1 up, 3 down, instead of 1 down and 3 up, how it should be. So everything is opposite, and it's taken a long time to get used to riding it like that. So it's definitely hard to ride, coming from a Japanese bike to a Harley. And the other thing I noticed was that the suspension is absolutely horrible. Probably the worst suspension on any bike I've ever ridden. The forks right here seem to not be working at all. I'll show you guys in a second. And then the shocks in the rear are just junk. I mean, there's nothing there. It feels so hard riding on this thing. Then the seat, I don't even think there's springs up there. Yeah, there's a couple springs, but that is not comfortable at all. My body was just getting rocked by this thing. So check this out. I can push extremely hard with the brake on. And that front suspension does not move at all. So I don't know if it rusted shut or tight, but these fork tubes are supposed to go into here and compress, and it's not doing that. So you can imagine how bumpy it was riding this thing. It was not good. We're gonna take this boot off, see what's going on underneath there. My guess is water got down there and rusted those tight. We're just gonna douse that with WD-40. See if something can break free in there. See, that boot's cracked right there, so I wonder if it sat outside for a while. Oh yeah, that one looks pretty rusty. Look at it in there. So maybe only one's rusted. Tight, the other one's fine. She's locked pretty tight. Not budging. So I think water got in that boot, or both boots, and just rusted the inside. Well, this one's pretty much finished up. All we have to do is fix the front forks, and this thing will be good to go. Runs and drives great, idle's perfect, starts up pretty easily. So I'm pretty happy with it. And luckily this thing only took a carb clean, a petcock clean out, and that's basically it. This thing fired right up, fresh gas down it, and a new battery. So we got really lucky on this one. It survived the police raid and being sold at auction. So luckily all the parts were on this thing except for the horn. So it's 99% complete, which helped a lot. And yeah, this one is a true survivor. So hopefully you guys enjoyed working on this thing, getting it up and running for the first time in probably 18 years, and then taking it for the first ride. Always fun working on these old bikes. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And until next time, we are out.